Alrighty tighty then, so I said I'd give you a quick cab tour, didn't I, of the XG. And this thing is a mid-lift. Mid-lift, I hate them, despise them. 3 big high steps on the thing, so you can put one boot on there, one boot on there, but I found if you get wrong-footed, on way out, it's a bit of a nightmare. I had an absolute shit all of a sight yesterday. Quagmire. I'm lucky it's not that dirty. I refused to go down certain parts of it until I got my straps off, because I thought, no way, it's not happening. Right, so this is not my cab. This is not my truck. It's another fella's. That's my bedding, obviously. It's other fella's took his bedding out, but he'd left most of his stuff in. That's a reading book that he's reading. It was on dashboard here. I've put most of his stuff in a cupboard in bottom there, and I'll get it back out for him later. Lad's on holiday. So yeah, it's not a bad cab, this. It's quite alright. The bed is so much bigger, and it's massive. It's like an absolute TARDIS in here. Honestly, it's like a TARDIS. You've got big curtains and that. Only thing is, there's a top bunk there. I would rather have 3 cupboards like the Scania. I would. But that bed's massive. That is my bedding, as I say. I think that's one of them captain swivel chairs. I've no idea how the bloody thing works, and I've not even tried. Also, I think so is that. But again, no idea how it works. The torch, the head torch, the wet wipes are mine, the cutlery's mine, and the cup's mine. Rest of it is all that, lads. I've just put it to one side for the guy. Do you know what I mean? So you've got this dashboard. This is an interesting little feature. Let me just turn Radio 2 down a second. Radio 2 is going to come on in a minute. I think. Anyway. This... Yeah, he's there. Scott Mills is on. I don't know what's happened to Zoe Ball. She's not been on for a long time. She's not been on for weeks. This steering wheel, he's got one of these little turny thingy knobs on, which is great for reversing in and out of tight spots, but I find, because I'm that used to just spin it steering wheel around myself, it starts getting in my way. But he's tightened it on with some kind of an Allen key, so I don't want to take that off, because I'm only on this truck for 2 days. Do you know what I mean? I'm only on the unit for 2 days. Now, what I found is I couldn't for the life of me fathom out how to get this steering wheel up. I was trying all sorts, and it took me about 15 minutes. And then I saw another driver who had the same truck, and he said, just lift your foot up there, and underneath there's a button. Because I was even looking at floor, because when I've had different ones before, there was... couldn't fathom it out. Anyway, that's your dashboard thingamajiggy malarkey. That starts the wagon up. Now then, let me just put this steering wheel back down and we'll show you. There you go. Let's put it out at where. Dashboard there. All lit up like a Christmas tree. Lovely. It's quite fancy, all electric and that. But I was mooching about and I must have clicked something yesterday, and I must have pressed something on here. I didn't realise what that was for. And everything went blank like that. Oh, no, I've clicked out on. Let me go back button. See, I don't 10-foot maul, because I'm only on it for 2 days. And if I start mauling a bit, see that everything went like that. I thought, what have I done? And I was driving for about 20 miles and no idea what I'd done. And when I pulled up at my drop yesterday at Glasgow, I started pressing buttons and mauling about. And apparently, if I press that button, there, it comes back on. Now, this thing is very, very good on fuel. When I got it Wednesday night in our yard at Lycraby, and I set sail for Glasgow yesterday morning with 99% fueling. I've done 2 drops all around Glasgow, come back to Lockerbie yesterday afternoon, then made my way down to the Wirral here, where I'm at a place called Bromborough. I'm going to be delivering just round the corner in a bit, and then I've got another drop of timber for Birkenhead, mate, and then I've got to go and load steel for this lad on Monday. So from 99% going all around Glasgow yesterday, then all the way down to Birkenhead, we've still got 58% diesel left in and 94% AdBlue. So like I say, all you gubbins here, blah 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 blah, I've not been mauling about with, because I've no idea what the hell I'm doing. And yesterday I had an absolute nightmare when that thingy went off and I couldn't fathom it out. There's all your buttons for doors and mirrors and shit like that. Them's your mirrors there. Now you'll notice on this side there's no Cyclops mirror up front there, like. There's none of that. They have something on a camera there instead, which covers the front of the window screen. There's also another camera there going outside at vehicle, so you've not got a mirror outside at passenger side there, facing down that way. So it seems to work. It seems to work all right. The only thing is for me is there's all your thingy for your lights and that. No bother. Do you know what I mean? That's that thing on there. Let me just turn the engine off. There's your radio dashboard and all that. It's great that you don't have to keep faffing about every time you turn the engine on for connect things up and that's a blessing. It really is that you don't have to do any of that. But what it could do with for me, let me just put big light on. What it could do with for me, I mean, there's another thing in gubbins there for lights, but it could do with one of them thingy lights what come out like a reading light. Even one at either side, there's nothing. Which that there's all good and well, but I sleep on passenger side, so unless you're sleeping on blimmin' driver's side, I think it's been set up for left hookers. Unless you're sleeping on driver's side, in all traffic, if you're by the roadside, you have to keep getting up out of bed to turn bloody lights on. Do you know what I mean? It's, yeah, I'm not right keen on that. There's various little bits and bats where I'm not happy with. I'm not going to show you too much in cupboard because lad's got some of his own personal stuff in, but this one's empty. Happney's taking his microwave out there. That's a bonny big cupboard, that. That is a bonny big cupboard. So you could get a microwave in there, no bother. I've not got mine in. I wish I had done. But I couldn't be bothered because I'm only on it for 2 days. I'm not going to show you inside them two cupboards because the driver whose truck this is has left all his own personal effects in there. Because the lad's on holiday for a couple of days. He's off. I think he was off yesterday and today. So he's left all his stuff in. So that's another guy's thingy. Hackney's not got a microwave, I don't know. But that's gone. Anyway, there's nothing in there, it's just empty. Maybe he puts all his food in there, I don't know. But anyway, that one's empty, these two are not, so I'm not going to show you in there. Top bunk, where you can store stuff on it. These are lovely big privacy curtains, aren't they? You know what I mean? Oh, the only thing is with these curtains, they come all the way around, right? You have to have that seatbelt thingy fastened in up passenger side. If you don't, it starts squawking its tits off at you, and it's bloody annoying. So I found that yesterday. Now these curtains come all the way around, but like on my DAF, if I want to open the window for anything, I can just pull that curtain there and I can open it. You can't with this. You've got to pull the things all the way back. All the way back. A little bit annoying, but there you go. That stuff is mine, that cleaning stuff. I brought that just to give it a titivate after, so I'm going to give it a clean out for him after. He did leave it immaculate, to be fair, the lad, so he's obviously a clean driver. But I'm going to clean it, you know, give it a once over after. There's not much space in these side pockets here, so if you're eating and you want to shove your litter in there, there's not much space at all, so you can soon fill that up. Again, there's not much space round here. There's a lovely little pulley-out table thing, which is quite nice, actually. It pulls out quite a good distance and a good long way. So that's all right. That's a pulley-out table thing for eating your tea on if you sat on passenger side, you know what I mean? So that's fine. The actual dashboard thingamajig there is massive. Look at all that space there, you see. All that space is bloody massive. But it is like a TARDIS, this thing. It's massive inside. You know, the bed's so far back and it's so comfortable. I mean, mine's comfortable, but this, oh, it's proper comfort. It really is. But there's no real storage space. You've got one cupboard here. I don't mind showing you that. That's some of the lads' food and that. One cupboard there, just like on a Scania. And then you've got your fridge. which is only a little tiny fridge, to be honest. It's not the biggest of fridges. Most of that food's the lads. But I thought, this is mine. This is my bit here, and some biscuits. I find these two bits interesting. You could put some bottles of juice or something to some crisp. Do you know what I mean? That milk's mine, obviously. Other and a bottle of water, that's mine. The other stuff is the lads. So yeah, all in all, this is a good truck. It drives absolutely spot on. It drives really smooth. But there's various little niggly bits with it. It's like, to me, it's just like a mobile computer. And I find it distracting because I've only had it 2 days, like I say. Well, I only had it all yesterday. I've got it today as well. I just find it a bit distracting at the moment because I've not a clue what anything does. I know all your basics. I know all your basic stuff. Like your weight transfers, your diff lock. Thingamajiggy for axle, raising axle up and down, lowering suspension. I know what all them do. I know what all these do for your lights and everything. I know how all that works. But it's little things like getting into your diagnostics and all that. I just find it, I don't know how to do it. So if I had this truck, I could get used to it. The cup holders are a bit shit. This won't fit my cup in properly. So when I've managed to wedge my cup in, it's hard work getting it out. It's just not big enough. And I was yanking my cup out that much, I dismantled it from, it's not leaking, but I dismantled it from its little aluminium metal housing. Do you know what I mean? So that's a bit of a pain in the arse. What I find a little bit cheap and tacky though, is for all this, you know, digital climate control and all that, you've still got reminiscence of the old DAF here, with your old system in. Turn it temperature up and down. Parking heater, blah blah blah. You know, you've still got the old, that's just like the old DAF. Now what I couldn't fathom out yesterday, I'm used to it, is on my DAF the gears are there, neutral, drive, reverse, bam bam bam, turning that thing on here. I know, let's flip this steering wheel again. On here they're on steering wheel. Just like a Scania, they're on steering wheel. But you've got to press the brake pedal to then put it into drive, neutral, click it into reverse. Do you know what I mean? So here's also the retarder. Just like a DAF, just like mine. But it's so smooth, it really is. It's so smooth. There's all your thingies for windscreen wipers and that, indicators as per normal. You know, so it's just little things like that, but it's just a little bit different and a little bit whoa, a little bit way. But you've got to make sure you've got the brake pedal pressed all the time. Do you know what I mean? There's your handbrake and that. So yeah, this is just a quick, very basic cab tour of a DAF XG 530. On the whole, it is a good truck. Hold on, my big face. Oh, there you are. On the whole, I think it is a good truck. It's a you know, it drives really spot on. It really does. But I'm just the only thing I don't like about it. Well, the main thing I don't like about it is it's a mid-lift. It is a mid-lift. Now, when I first started here, they gave me a mid-lift, and it was like I'd just passed my test again. We're coming off tag axles. It really was just like I'd just passed my test again, getting used to reversing the bloody thing. And I got used to it. And then I went on a tag axle, and I got used to the tag axle. But luckily, I went on tippers, didn't I? And that was a mid-lift, a little jockey wheel on the tipper. So I was used to the mid-lift again. Then I came back here, and I've ended up on a tag axle. Now, I can normally reverse my truck round a tag axle on a sixpence, but this thing now, it really is like being back on my driving lessons again, back on my test. It's difficult getting it round bloody corners. I've no doubt I would get used to it. If I had this full time, I would get used to it, but given the choice, I would prefer a tag axle any day of the week. I really would. But on the whole, this is a good truck. It really is. It's so smooth to drive. I think there's too much technology on that dashboard. There's too much. You know, if you're a bit of a nerd and all that, then you'd love it. You know, you'd be in your element. You'd be like a pig in shit. But me, I just want something plain, something simple, something that does exactly what it says on the tin. But like I said, this is a good truck, it really is. It drives absolutely spot on. It's so smooth. What another thing I find is when like I said, I've only had it just over a day now, but when I'm driving mine and I come to slow down with retarder at a low speed, if the lights change and I think I can go through, I'll go to accelerate again and it starts jumping about and that. This doesn't seem to do it. I've not had one issue with that, with this one yet. But what I have found is sometimes when you know yourself, if you're a truck driver, you'll get to, you'll come to a junction, and again, similar thing though, you think, oh, I can just squeeze the accelerator now and just get on. It'll stop and go, boo. And think about it, for what seems like an eternity, it's probably a couple of split seconds, but that couple of split seconds means traffic's then bearing down on you, and then it'll go. This does it as well. Not all the time, but it's done it a couple of times on me. It did it this morning, actually, coming off the, when I come off the slip road there, the M53. But like I said, on the whole, it's a bloody lovely drive. It really is. It's a good truck. It's a lovely drive. And I'm sure if I was keeping this, I could get used to it. But right now, at this moment in time, I'm yearning for my wagon back. I've no doubt when I get in my wagon back next week, it'll be like coming out of it'll be like coming out of a bloody Rolls Royce into an old mini Metro or something. I don't know, but yeah, at the moment, because mine's a tag axle, I'm yearning for mine back. But anyway, there you go. Right, I'm going to crack on. I'm going to get round the corner, tip this first loader here, and then I've got another drop round the corner, a baking head, mate, and then I've got to load this trailer for this lad. I don't know who the lad is, but he's back in on Monday. So I'm going to reload him on this trailer, take it back up north, back to Lockerbie, give it the thing a wipe over. If I can get on jet wash, I'll wash the outside of the wagon, because there's not much mud on it, but there is a bit of mud on it from that site. I went on one particular site yesterday. I went to Celtic's training ground up in Scotland, and the fella says, just look for an old green and white building off the main road, what looks like it's been built in the 70s. He said, you'll see roadworks in place. He said, we're down the side of there. He said, right at the side of that building, there's a little tight dirt track goes at the back of the houses. He said, it looks tight, but you'll get out, you'll get in. Anyway, I went down there. Right, driver, just park there a minute. We're just on with something with machines. We'll come to you in a bit. Not take us long. I thought it was going to be 10 minutes. An hour later, they come to me. Right, just reverse it. We can't get you inside. There's no room, so we'll just reverse your front road. We'll just tip your front road end. I says, Rito. I get out at cab, and I just thought it was just a bit of mud at the side of it. Fucking sank down about that much. It went straight over the top of my boots, and I've shorts on. Straight up to, oh, fuck's sake, like so. I get them back in. I had a look, and it's all outside at cab. I think you've no chance. So I got back in. All that shit on top step was off my boots, and I had to take my socks off, get wet wipes. That's why I always carry wet wipes. Wipe all my frigging legs, get a fresh pair of socks on, and then I just said to the lads, I'm not getting out and walking around here and all this shite. You've no chance. What do you mean? I said, I'm telling you, you've fucking no chance. I said, I'm not walking all that side of this trailer taking these straps off in that deeper mud. I said, you've no chance, lads, it's not happening. And what are you going to do? I said, I'll reverse back halfway down this track where there's no mud at all. I'll take my straps off there, and then I'll nose back up to you. Yeah, all right then. He said, well, I don't know what you're bothered about. He said, are you soft sovereign or something, boy? He said, you sound like you're from London. I said, I live in this all week. I stay in this all week. I said, would you walk shite all through your house? No, you're right. He says, you reverse down there and get it sorted. I said, well, there you go. But they've all getting great big fucking ghillie suits on and fucking, you know what I mean, frog diving gear, tackle, all great big monkey boots up to fucking top at knees and all that. I thought, I'm not walking in here, mate. You've no chance. But it's not that. You've then got to take your straps off, and they're all in shite as well. So by the time you roll them up, they're that thick with mud, you know what I mean? They look like a fucking roll of anacondas on bloody side of the wagon. But anyway, we're getting sorted, and then I had to reverse out. And you know what, funnily enough, I had to reverse out this track because they couldn't get me turned round inside. Couldn't get into the side. So they went and stopped the traffic on the main road. And the entrance, if you go down, I think it's called London Road. to the side of Rutherglen, where Celtic's football ground is. Now, I'm not a football fan, so if Celtic, Rangers, United, Liverpool, I couldn't give a shite either way. It interests me not one bit in the slightest. I'd rather, I'll be honest with you, I'd rather shave my own scrotum with the lid off a rusty corned beef tin, dry, than go and watch football or be into football. But I suppose people feel the need and belong, to belong to something like a club and a banding together. So, fair play to them. It's each to their own. It's what makes life go round, isn't it? But it's not my cup of tea. Anyway, if you go down there, London Road, where the Celtic Supporters Club is there, like the guy said, it's an old-fashioned green and white building, concrete thing, what looks like it's been built in the 70s. Literally right at the side of it, there's a little tight turning onto a track. Now, this track backs onto houses, and then it just keeps going down, and it looks like I've seen a lot of dog walkers knocking about down there, unless they were fucking dogging. Maureen, it has it again this month. And anyway, I had to reverse all the way back out, but the entrance is tight as out. You had to come right over that right-hand side as much as you can, and then in. Well, I had to reverse out of that yesterday, and believe it or not, in this thing, a mid-lift, the guys was watching me back and they was stopping the traffic. And there's them little hedgehogs as well. They put them on the side of the roads now to stop you going on the little bit solid fucking dark grey black hedgehogs what'll mess your wheels up. There was loads of them there as well outside. I managed to reverse this thing back out. No bother, no shunts required. Umpty-dory, umpty-tumpty-tumpty-tumpty-tumpty-tumpty-to. Beep, beep, away we go. See you lads, thank you very much. Like I knew what I was doing. I went fucking 15 minutes down to the road to a building supplies with second half foot load, and all I had to do was turn round, come past it on my good side, reverse into the yard. Great big wide open space. Could I get this thing in? I needed 3 shunts to get in, honestly. I needed 3 shunts to get in. Like I say, like I'd just passed my test again. But I always find that's the case. Give me a challenge with something that's like going to cause loads of damage and carnage and breathtaking, hair-raising millimetres from death, and I can normally nail it in one. Put me on an empty fucking car park and make me reverse on my good side into a big wide open space road end into a massive open yard. Well, it's not that massive. I couldn't get in and turn round. And it takes me a couple of shunts. But in my defence, in my tag axle, I'd have nailed it in one, lad. But yeah, honestly, in this, it was like I'd just passed my test again. I was putting too much turn on. And I should know, because I've had a mid-lift before. And, you get used to it. But then, I can't understand it. Somebody what drives will know what I'm on about. With your own regular wagon, you know every creek in it, and you just know where to line up and where you're going to need to turn. In this thing, I'm starting all over again, do you know what I mean? But I've only got it for today, and going forwards it's a cracking wagon. In reverse it's a pain in the arse, purely because it's a mid-lift. Right, I better crack on. I've been your old mate Borothea once again. You, my friend, have been beautiful. Thanks very much for watching. We've done 23 minutes now, just rambling on about shite. Thanks very much for watching. Have a great weekend. My big face. Give you one last look at the DAF XG. Yeah. Right, we're out of here. Be seeing you.